Who could openly peep? The answer was a blind man. This pianist looked forward to being invited to other people's homes to play the piano, because he could peep into many secrets. Some people like to stay at home without pants, some like to stay without shirt, and some like to be completely naked. The man enjoyed it, never realizing that pretending to be blind would become the biggest regret of his life. One day, a rich man invited him to the house to play the piano, but it was the rich man's wife who opened the door. Strangely, she did not want him to enter. The man found it odd, but since he had already taken the money, he insisted on going inside. While the two were talking, the old neighbor was drawn out by their voices. The woman had no choice but to let the man inside. She helped him sit down, and he was delighted, because he had never touched such a luxurious piano before he began to play music skillfully. As he looked around, he was shocked. He saw a body lying in the corner. Terrified, he stopped playing and asked to use the bathroom, but to his horror, a man with a gun was hiding inside. His scalp went numb, and he had no choice but to keep pretending. He returned to the living room, playing the piano while watching the woman and the gunman deal with the body. The woman covered up the scene and let the gunman escape. Thanks to his excellent acting, the man was not exposed. After leaving safely, he rushed to the police station to report a murder, but when he raised his eyes, he was stunned. The police chief was the very same gunman he had just seen at the woman's house. In panic, he quickly changed his words, saying that it was his cat that had been murdered. The chief already suspected him and began to doubt whether he was truly blind. He insisted on visiting the man's home. Every suspicious detail in the house was cleverly covered by the pianist. After several tests, the chief finally confirmed that he really was blind, and the man narrowly escaped death. Soon, the rich man's wife held a funeral for the woman in the house. The pianist was invited again to play music. To his surprise, the old lady across the street also came. She even told a policeman that she had seen a suspect enter the house that day. The policeman went to question the rich man's wife, but she denied it. At that moment, the woman realized she must get rid of the old lady. The next day, she knocked on the old lady's door to borrow headache medicine. As the old woman went to fetch it, the wife pretended to faint. When the old lady came forward to help, she suddenly pushed her down the stairs. Unfortunately, this was witnessed once again by the pianist. The woman did not panic, but the man did. After watching her kill two people, he feared he would be the next victim to survive. He kept pretending to be blind. Still suspicious, the woman wanted to test him. Days later, she visited his home with bread as an excuse. He finished making the tea and turned around. Seeing the woman wearing a mask to scare him, he had no choice but to pretend he did not see it. Next, the woman openly poured poison into his cup. The man quickly stood up and pretended to knock the cup over by accident. At that moment, the woman suddenly pulled out a gun and pointed it at him. She was now certain that this man had been pretending to be blind all along.